What's going on? I wanted to clap back at some turkey who wrote one messages to me about sports and politics, or sports and that don't have no place and yes they do. Sports and politics are very much hand in hand. You know, it's a job. While you get entertaining, you root vicariously for someone black, it's still a job. Sports, race, and politics are all hand in hand. Case in point, you see who works on the field, but you don't see the same in the luxury box or in the commissioner box. So don't tell me that sports, race, and politics don't go hand in hand, because they do. It was tacky and classless and racist last night that those Kansas City fans booed players from both teams, Patrick Mahomes and Deshaun Watson, in unity. Truth is, they shouldn't even be out there playing because we're in the middle of a pandemic. And it's not really safe. And eventually something's going to go down with this condition. But then also, the racial reality of America is acting like it's still in its infant stages. You know, we've had over many centuries and years and decades and years to get this right. And we still taking small steps. Why is that? Why they can take small steps per man to get on the moon and go back and forth, but they can't solve the chaos down here? Sports is supposed to be the great reliever and the remedy, right? You boo black players that play for your team, but if they win you some money in fantasy, or they win and they score, they're your heroes. But you see these same people in the streets and you want to jeer them, you want to spit at them, you want to disown them. Don't tell me that race, sports, and politics don't go hand in hand. I can bring up Bill Russell in the 60s, who's the greatest winner and arguably the greatest basketball player who ever lived. You can make arguments. And arguably the most important athlete in all the sports ever, because he won big. He won in a racist environment big. And he was a coach, by the way, who did it as a player coach. Dominant. But don't tell me race, sports, and politics don't go hand in hand, because they do. Because who is cutting the checks? Who is pulling the strings for you to be entertained? So anybody who don't think that race, sports, and politics don't go hand in hand ain't a true American. Ain't really paying attention to what goes on in America. Capitalism. And then you have your critics. People say, well, why? So I'll tell you this. If you got such an issue with people's in solidarity, then why would you have the national anthem played at all? Why would you market it? Because that really doesn't have any place on the field, really. The bottom line is, if you're an American citizen, you never have to display a flag to say you represent anything, if you're truly being represented as American. But when you're represented as a hyphenated American, which means everybody is alien, and everybody here is, fill in the blank. They are foreign exchange. We are all foreign exchange in America. So race, sports, and politics matter in sports, as they do in life. That's the memo. Do your history before you say asinine things that you don't have no way of knowing, because they are all connected. They are. That's my thoughts and takes on that subject. Race, sports, and politics all matter on the field and off the field. But give me your thoughts and your takes. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell rings in the video. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another, and everything is tied together. It's just that sometimes people like to whitewash it.